Hey, Jeff from Made Arms here, and today we're going to be talking about U.S. shovel covers from 1943 all the way to I reckon the 80s, 90s, I reckon something like that. And so we're just going to hop into it. We're starting with the M43. Was implemented in its designation in 1943. This one isn't in the best condition. It's got a little war story to it. If you feel me, that's what I'm gonna call it, war. It's got a little bit of war story to it, and it looks like it's been burnt or something in a couple of places. It's all crispy. Right here, it has 3 places to put your 1910 hanger. Hate these things. I'm sorry. The 1910 gear was cool. The 1923 gear was cool, but the 1910 hangers make me want to throw up in my own mouth. I hate these things. But it's got 3 spots to adjust, so you can have a bottom hang, so it kind of hangs from the bottom. You can have like a middle hang, so it doesn't really. Then you have like a low hang, if that makes sense. So. Goes through. It's got these flat bolts that kind of hold it into its shape around places. Got a piece of fabric going across through. Moving on to the front, it's got this lift the dot fastener. You just press the dot, left open. Just click, and that's pretty much all that does. So that's all I have to say about that. It's kind of got this ridge in the center for the way the shovel is shaped. That's just how it is. And when it's flat, it folds down, kind of like this M56 I'm about to show you. But you just lift it up. It's got some markings, P317, I believe, P357. I think that's a 57. P-3573. I have no idea what that means. I don't know if that was put on there later or what, but that's pretty much it on the shovel cover. Moving on to the actual shovel, this is of U.S. manufacturing by AMES or AMES, however you say it, 1943, and it's got a wood handle. Painted green. The paint's getting old, so the paint's kind of showing through just a little bit around the places of the hilt. It's thick up here. I mean, not uncomfortable by any means, but it thins down. Maybe, actually, I would say that's, by design. I don't own any other examples of these. And it gets thicker around here, kind of like a pommel. It's pretty comfortable to hold. I mean, it's a handle. It's a shovel. It's very smooth, not uncomfortable. I don't feel like I'm about to get a splinter off of this. It's very smooth. It's got a single or just nut, and it's just got a single screw, fastener, nut, whatever you want to call it. And so right around here, you just loosen that up and whip out the shovel. And all you have to do is just refasten it, and boom, you got yourself a shovel and or a killing weapon. I could I can get a good swing like this. You know how it is. But moving on to the M56 cover. Now, I do not have an M56 shovel, which I might have to invest in, but it's a little different. Starting with the back, like I did on the last one, you got rid of the M10 hangers. Finally, hallelujah, thank God. And we got Alice clips. His 2 holes right there, just the Alice clips to clip on. I've got someone here I'll show you on the next one. I'll show you later. On the back, it's markings. It's a little faint, but it's carrier entrenchment tool something M56. I'm not someone who has a better quality example that hasn't been faded out could probably read that. I can't. It's also got some writing on it. I don't know what it says. DRMO, something along those lines. DRMO, maybe. Looking at the DLA, I can't quite make out when it was made. It's a little faint. Kind of disappointing. But, anywho, it's got those same flat, I'd say, nuts, bolts. I don't see. I'm having trouble today, but flat ones. It's also got a little leather edition. It had these on the 43 cover too. Don't ask me why they're actually there, but I don't know why those are there. Moving on. Also got rid of the lift the dot, and now we have just a regular old snap fastener. So it's pretty plain Jane, nothing really special. Just click, and it kind of goes up. No markings on the inside, just the support for the all that. Moving on to the face, the front face, it has some more just stuff on it. And you're like, what's that for? Well, if you had an I'm thinking 7 or 8, M8, M7 bayonet, and it's in its frog, it has M10 hangers. Yuck! It has M10 hangers that hang right here. You slap those bad boys through, and it hangs down, and you could, and to keep it from flopping everywhere, you can unbutton that and put your bayonet through there and clap it back up, and your bayonet and your shovel become one thing. You don't have to carry both at different times, which is a pretty good idea, I guess. I reckon. I don't know, but it's pretty cool. Picked this up at a World War II reenactment. They had a sort of a shop you can go. And you had a shop on the bed of a flatbed truck, and good prices. I got a few other things off of them, but that's probably the most one of the most bigger things. Moving on to the last piece. Moving on, we have the M67 cover. Well, this was manufactured in 1967, obviously, and it's different in a lot of ways. First, it's nylon, not canvas, so it's lighter. The cover is lighter right now, and it's also it now has no bottom hole for the handle. The M56 had a bottom hole too. But that's why, because they changed the design radically with this 1967 gear. They got rid of the handle altogether, and they came up with a new shovel. I'll show you that later. But right now, going to the back, Alice clips, some more nylon. That's that. It goes through there, and that hangs around your belt. It holds the belt. Very cool. Moving to the front, it has a single quick release snap fastener. These came in with the 67s. These were actually originally designed to be used with cold weather, and they just kind of just repurposed them on the 67 gear, and they boom, lift that up. And there's a new shovel. I will show that later. First thing. There's a plastic stiffener in here. It runs from the side all the way down to the bottom where the drainage hole is, and it stiffens that up. But they're disconnected, so I can still scrunch it up. But there's got plastic stiffeners in there. This one's in a really good condition. I got this for a steal. It came with a belt and a Came with the belt and another pouch with it. I forgot what the other pouch was. But on the front, or on the front of the back of the lid, it says carrier entrenching tool, collapsible, lightweight, nylon, in parentheses. DSA 174 C0097. When I first got this, that blew my mind. I was like, 67 gear made after the introduction of Alice? No one know what I know now. I mean, that isn't really a big surprise anymore. But at the time, it was kind of hard to fathom that Atlas wasn't really standardized, and they were still making these in 74, so they were still churning these out. It has I think a serial number, and then Eastern Canvas Production Incorporated. Eastern Canvas, ironic. But that's all on the cover. Now, moving on to the shovel. You can see it's a tri-fold shovel, and it's much smaller than it's about the size of the entire head of an M43 shovel. It still has that same single tightening fastener. You just loosen that bad boy, pull out the handle, and then boom. It's got some serrations right here on this side. I don't know what that's for. I don't know exactly what that's for. It's probably getting a good swing on a man, if you feel me. But maybe raking, I don't know. Just a small shovel head. I think no, I'm tripping too. Yeah. It's just a small shovel head. Kind of a different. They kind of changed the design of how the head fastens to the actual joint where it folds. That's not really that important. This was made in 1972 by AMES, or AMES. So we kind of got a generational thing going on here. And it's got a triangle handle, and it gets thick up here in here around the back end, so you can use it as a shovel. But it's also thick around here, and it thins up. But it's thick, so if you can fold it, it's kind of cool. You can do this with the 43 shovel too. Bend it down and retighten. You can use it as sort of like a hose thing, like overhead motion, and you can scrape in dirt and stuff. But one minor thing I forgot to talk about, even though I don't have one, I can describe what a 56 shovel looks like. It's this shovel. It's the exact same shovel, except on the back end it also has a dedicated pickaxe coming out of the back. And the reason they did that is because before the M56 shovel, out of all of the men that were issued entrenching tools and stuff, some were issued shovels, some were issued issued picks and certain things, and you kind of got a different ratio of all of it. So you could do multiple things, like a platoon or a company of guys could. A platoon or a company of guys could sort of had certain capabilities within them. Yeah, but that's it on the entrenching tools. All right, I have some more things to talk about right before we go, so stay tuned. First of all, yeah, I've got I'm icy got that ice on my wrist, looking all drippy with the military watch. This is actually, I'll be completely honest with you. This isn't actually a military watch, although this is made to look like a military watch. It's a Timex, water resistant, made in 1978. And these bad boys are pretty much the same thing as the military watches they people had back then, except it's just a little differently made on the back. It's not metal and it's plastic, and of course it's by Timex. Because I think the originals were made by Hamilton, if I'm not sure. Yeah, if I'm not certain. But more thing to talk about. In the week after next week, I maybe sort of might allegedly be going to the Show of Shows in Louisville, which is a military surplus show. And I may or may not, allegedly, plausibly, possibly, might have an $100 budget. So I'll be going there and I'll buy something. I'm gonna buy something, and it's gonna be a good experience. I'll probably have a whole video of it, of me walking around and stuff, and hopefully that'll be one of my longer videos. It's gonna be just me of walking around. You'll see everything, every reaction that happens, and every conversation, I should say. You'll see that filmed, maybe, possibly. I don't know that. I'm not having made my mind on that, but you may get to see it filmed. There'll definitely be a haul video right after. I'll make like a compilation video of everything I got, going into small detail, and I'll definitely make a video about, like, a longer video about everything I got. But yeah, so exciting things in the future, and I'll see y'all later. Yeah, peace out.